This is 5 months on the mission field and proof of God's amazing grace. Sooner than expected, my team and I found ourselves moving to a new location in the center of the city. Without furnishing, no wood for winter, and uncertainty of trustful landlords, we were beyond blessed to find a home that met all of our concerns. It was 1 month before we needed to move out of our first home, and within only about 1 week, we found a newly remodeled 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. Saved by a central heater and the most gracious and generous landlord, we were provided for all of our needs, heat for winter, and more furnishing than we even knew what to do with. We've had no problem settling in and have most enjoyed the convenience of our new location. As I had shared before, it wasn't long after arriving in Romania that ministry began. God made it very clear to me that He had a place for me in children's ministry, and over these past 2 months, I've been teaching children in Subotiu about love, obedience, and what it means to follow God. The Lord has given me new ideas for teaching and presenting the gospel to the children with visuals, memory verses, and readings of Bible stories. In addition, God has been faithful to expand my abilities to teach and work with these children. It has been a great joy bringing laughter with my artistic skills, and it's exciting to reward those who remember verses we teach as well. Even though the ministry began quickly, it's a slow process in the making. For some of the kids, their progress and change of behavior is evident, but for many others, my team and I have a lot of laboring to do in the field. Another long-term ministry God has presented to me is leading a women's Bible study with youth and adult women in Subotiu. To my surprise, a few of the women in the village had been long desiring for someone to come and help lead them through the Bible. Without hesitation, I accepted the opportunity. The Bible study has started with about 4 to 5 women and 2 teens. We meet every Thursday in the church, and we have begun our study with the Gospel of John. My greatest desire as we read through this book is for these women to see the difference between a religion and a relationship with Christ. Therefore, we will be defining the attributes and promises of God, as well as defining Christ in our own lives. Through this study, I have seen my relationship grow with the women to a more personal level, and I'm excited for what more is to come. More than working in Subotiu, our team has begun a weekly Bible study for all to attend. The great news is we have been able to meet at a local coffee shop in the center of town, which according to what we have been told is unheard of. It's nearly impossible to hold Bible studies in public places. This month and through December, I accepted the opportunity to teach through the book of 1 Peter. Already, people have been touched and are being challenged to make the effort for growth in their relationship with Christ. As God says to be ready in season and out of season, I found myself to experience such a thing. When invited to visit a friend's church, I was asked to share my testimony before the congregation. I was told it was tradition to do so as a first-time visitor. So I happily said yes, and I was very grateful for my visit, being that all were graciously accepting of me and God's work in my life. Another last-minute opportunity came when my team and I were asked to partake in a 3-day VBS in a village that we had yet to visit. Though I'm not one to partake in skits, it took great humility to entertain the children as I played Noah's Dove and flew around the audience for a more effective understanding of Noah's Ark. Fortunately enough, the kids seemed to have quite enjoyed it. Overall, it was a great experience to work with new kids and in a new village. As I reflect on these past 4 months, I've experienced growth, struggled in humility, witnessed change, enforced truth, and yet have only felt the slightest bit of what it means to forsake all. However, above that, I contend that every sacrifice and suffering for Christ is well worth the results to one day come. I look forward to ending this year as only marking the beginning of something new, something to inspire, something to change, and motivate people to see and feel the reality of Christ. He who has an ear, let him hear. So much more is to come, and I can't wait to share more of it with you.
Presenza ta